Welcome to this webinar on fitness business solutions. This webinar is all about how to help you with your business, both now in the short term and in the long term. In this webinar, you should be able to hear and see me right now. If you're using a mobile device, you might need to swipe left or right to toggle between presentation video and my face as well. Just depends what device you're using. And the video and sound should be on right now. If I were to have a look in the chat box, I'd be able to see if all your microphones are on or off. So I can look at that in just a second. And any screenshots are welcome if you want to post them on social. It obviously helps me out a lot. But what I do ask is, just because you've invested your time here, I've invested my time with you, is we don't share the content of the webinar kind of outside this group. Just protects the integrity of what I'm trying to create here. The objectives of this webinar, which will be about 90 minutes in length, so to get comfortable, the objectives: we're going to learn systems that will help your online business. I will give you opportunity throughout to ask questions about your specific needs. So there's a full webinar here. There's about 30, 40 slides. Some of them I have prepped for, and some of them I'm ready for your questions off the cuff. You're going to leave with a 90-day plan to 35K, a 35K business, and I'm going to give you exclusive access to a new video, which we have made for another company, which I can give you access to as long as you hang around to the end of this webinar. So we're going to start off with Q&A. Any questions you have, anything specific that you have about your fitness business right now, whether that's live, online, whether you have an existing online business, or whether you're just looking towards developing an online business right now, pop them in the question box. I'll sit quiet for a few moments and see what comes up.
Cool. We've got pricing strategy. We've got how to sustain interest in virtual classes with current members. How do you differentiate between what you should give and do for free versus pay? Got you. I have an iPad and iPhone. Will this be enough to stream classes? Short answer to that, Fiona, is yes. Very much so. The very fact that if you're on Zoom right now watching this, then you could stream classes. You could become the provider rather than the consumer. Best class length, depends on the class, depends on your clients. How do you attract new members from virtual sessions? Brilliant. Loving that there's questions coming in. So I'm going to just quick fire these. Best class length, I would say 30 to 45 minutes is ideal for most classes. Now you might find more mind-body classes, you could afford to go for a bit longer. How do you attract new members for virtual classes? Referral schemes are the easy win. Social media, pushing social media posts, and almost targeting gym members on social media, because their gyms are all closed right now. I don't have a mic. I'm thinking of using my wireless speaker to have music for me and listen to, but not sure how loud this will be. Participants other side. Remember, it is a little bit trial and error, and sometimes what works one night doesn't work the next night. I can go into that later on. Advertising to get clients and how to maximize social media to do that. I've got something for you later on. How to encourage clients to train virtually with you. The way to encourage them is get them. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say you need to show that you're already doing it with a certain population and they're enjoying it. So perhaps that means you need to be a little bit kind of clever and get a few people like your friends, your family, to do these sessions for you, and then you can take that and produce that on social media. How to convert people to paying customers. Find a lot of people just want the free stuff. Now that's not a bad thing. We definitely do want to convert people, but people enjoying the free stuff right now is a really, really valuable thing, because a big part of my message to fitness professionals doing online stuff right now is prepare yourself for the long term, not just the short term. I.e., it would be better to earn 30,000, 40,000 pounds from September to next March, rather than just trying to earn 1,000 pounds every month until next March. So that's why we are putting the systems in place. Can you teach Les Mills via Zoom? Yes, you can. They just need to be the Les Mills provided classes, which I think were sent out 2 weeks ago. Just FYI for anyone on the webinar, this is a webinar from Ricky Long. I am a contractor for Les Mills, but this is a webinar from Ricky Long, just so as you guys all know that. If you're wanting to stream any classes from another provider, from a training provider like Les Mills, like Shift, like Zoom, like Zumba, you need to check with those individual companies what the rules are. Ricky, do you need a separate microphone? People can't hear me whilst playing Zoom. A separate microphone is useful, so you can get a lapel mic. They're about £100, which is quite expensive. Another way you can do it is you could Zoom through your laptop, so the video can come through your laptop. You could sign in on your phone and keep your phone next to where you're teaching from, and the audio can come from your phone, and the picture of the video can come from your laptop. You could do that with a phone and an iPad as well. So what Sophie's just said, I was teaching this morning using an iPad from using an iPhone for Zoom. I paused the music after a track to explain equipment, and when I pressed play, the music went funny. So this is just what Zoom does. So I'm always very, very keen to tell people Zoom is not designed to stream classes. No platform is designed to stream group fitness classes. So what works for Zoom one day might not work the other day. And if you pause a workout at any time through it, sometimes those settings just get a little bit messed up. I've got 1 more minute for questions here, by the way, according to the timer. You can't see the timer behind the laptop. Do you think it's possible, desirable to do strength-based classes streaming? Most are hit. So Elizabeth, you probably answered your own question there. I do think strength classes are possible, but it relies on you and them having the right kit. So you can be quite creative with that. How do you push yourself through the noise of all the other people online? Very, very simple. You put them on mute. That's it, the simplest thing you do. And you only take them off mute when you need to be asked them questions. Do we need a virtual health questionnaire for any new people taking part in classes? Yes, the best place to complete that is through Google Forms. And so if you guys imagine you registered for this webinar and you got an automatic email to say, this is the link that you need to click, this is the time, you can edit that email. So you could include that email to include a link to Google Forms where you can design your own health questionnaire. Adam, do you have a specific lapel mic you use? No, I don't. Because I use one of these, which is actually my podcasting mic, and it's because it has a couple of settings. I can actually just, because it's got quite a long cable, I can plug this into my laptop, and the cable's about 2 meters long, so I can bring it quite close. So the answer to that is no. There's loads of lapel mics out there right now. Don't spend massive amount of money on it. I mean, I think £100 would get you a top class one. Is phone okay, or should I use iPad? If you're referring to Zoom, you're actually better on a laptop. And that's simply because of the size of the screen you'll be working with. An iPad's going to be better than a phone. Fran is actually left, or is it right? We were chatting about this. I have no idea. It depends if your camera records you in selfie mode or not, or if it actually flips it the right way. I have no idea on that one. Alan, I tried to do a team teach with another instructor via Zoom. Had a lot of sound problems. I can imagine you would. The idea of doing a team teach via Zoom is not something that I've investigated yet. For a fast class, like I'm guessing it was body combat, or grit, or a fast class like on the beat of the music, I can imagine that would be very, very challenging. Something like grit might be a little bit more achievable. We're just working it in blocks of time. Cool, guys, I'm going to jump through the webinar, and I want to break webinar rules just now because I want to be very, very upfront with you guys. I'm putting together a network of fitness professionals who want to work together. And at the end, work together to improve their businesses, but also each other's businesses. So at the end of this webinar, I'm going to tell you exactly what that looks like. So it's just, so I hate it when I'm on a webinar and the guy or the girl's doing their whole presentation and you just know the sales coming at the end, So I'm just going to let you know here and right now, there is a sale coming at the end, but it's more so an opportunity for us all, not just you, not just me, us all, to work together to improve our businesses. So I'm just being so upfront with you as I can. Who's this guy? This is me. The journey. I have been in the fitness industry since 2002. The Northern Ireland contingent on the line just now. You'll recognize this building. This is Fitness First, About Your Road. That's where I started my career when I was about 20, 21, working in there. I had a couple of like jobs, fitness before that with Breathe and the Robson Centre, but this is where I started being a PT, and I grew my personal training business from zero as a 20-year-old spotty kid to 30 plus sessions in less than 12 weeks, and that was without social media. The biggest hack to do that, by the way, is just walk on the gym floor, talk to everyone. Throughout that, at some point or other, without going into detail, I started teaching Siri again. Siri wants to evolve. Siri hasn't registered. Started teaching Les Mills classes and was picked up by Les Mills UK, where a lot of you guys will know me, and I am a Les Mills trainer for Les Mills UK since about 2011. I have held just about every position when it comes to working in gyms, including being the gym co-owner with our gym in Belong Fitness in Bangor. So that's one of our launch days that we had there. A couple of people on that stage and who are on this line as well. Hey, Alan. Alan's on the left of that. So I know he's on the line. 2017, moved to Scotland. I heard the weather was good in Scotland and I'm quite naive. So I believed it and I moved over. And certainly this was when Ricky Long coaching started to become more of a thing. Jump 4.2 was born, so I started doing the online PT for one-to-one customers and clients who were all group fitness professionals, and I was helping them, quote-unquote, train to teach, be fit to teach group fitness classes. And I started to discover everyone was kind of having similar conversations with, so we put them into a group, and that has evolved to become Jump 4.2. To date, we have had over 250 people come through that since its format, which is in now, which is 2018 in the new format of Jump. And we were due to do an upgrade of it in April. So like the 4th of this month, whenever that was last week. Obviously all shelved like a lot of our plans. 2018 into 2019, I started doing fitness business masterminds. They are where we get a group of people together, fitness professionals. We all try to help each other's businesses. So it's where you can help and spot each other's blind spots. You become not just a mentee, but you become a mentor for everyone else. I.e., I'm an expert in group fitness. If you're not too clued up in group fitness, I can help you. If you're an expert in female body confidence empowerment, and I'm not, because I'm not, you can help me. And that's the way the mastermind works. And everyone buys into it in terms of time, energy, and yes, finance. The Ricky Long podcast, 42,000 downloads, started in 2019. Very, very proud of it and the guests we have lined up. And I also invented something called the hand job diet accidentally on a Facebook Live, which is still my most viral video to date, when I accidentally said it's a bit like a hand job. We'll leave it there. One of my biggest values in the fitness industry, in my life, in fact, is I believe group fitness professionals are underserved, undervalued, and deserve more. And that's why I put together things like this webinar, Jump 4.2, the masterminds. So your agenda for today, now I'm going to be very, very honest. I have a lot of slides to go through. I've already had some questions, which I can talk to some of those slides. I'm going to go through some of the slides quite quick because I want this to be really, really bespoke to you. So I've got the question box on one side of the screen. I've got the Q&A box on one side of the screen, and Zoom on one side of the screen, and I've got the slides. So I can jump things, and I'm even prepared, if needed, I can stop sharing this slide deck, and I can show you a system if it will serve you. So for those who have been on the webinar before, you'll have seen something like this. If you've ever worked with me before, this is the world's most basic business model. If this is brand new to you, get your pen out. page out, draw a triangle. The 3 P's: pain, promise, people. So what we do in life, or what any business does, it goes and finds the people, it works out what their pain is, and it promises a product or a service which fixes that. And then you sell it, you serve it. That's how a business works. Yeah. Find the people, what's their pain, fix it, charge them for it. That's it. So if we're speaking specifically right now about online PT, let's go. We've had a lot of questions about classes so far. So online classes, the people are in their homes. What's their pain? They have no group fitness classes to go to anymore. What's our product? We stream a class to them and we serve that to them. That's it. Now, the hack with this is I always tell people to niche yourself, which is kind of a term, it gets a bit of a bad rep, but I actually quite like it, is instead of looking at where the people are, look at yourself first and look at the promise. What promise do you want to fix? Ricky Long, I want to help fitness professionals in health and in business. Group fitness professionals in health and business. I do not want to help female confidence, pre-postnatal, bodybuilding, male, female. That is not what I'm into. I'm into fitness professionals and their success. So I make that really, really known, and that actually attracts those people with that pain towards me. So if you focus on the thing that you want to help people with, it will attract those people. So if you're quite experienced in the fitness industry, I would say focus on the thing that you want to help people with. The thing that, it gets you hot, the thing that gets you excited to get out of bed. If you're new to the fitness industry, new to PT or new to group fitness classes, go to where all the people are and work out what their problem, what their pain point is. Just going through questions just now. I had a question about registration for Zoom. I can chat to that later. I share my screen to my TV when I use my phone. Okay, so good question from Michelle. I share my phone to my TV on Zoom. You get different options, yes, when you use a desktop, because you're essentially just sharing an app view. So you do get different options. So I would suggest, instead of going through the Zoom app on your phone, go through Safari or Google Chrome, whatever you use, and so you get the desktop version of Zoom. So the big thing we're going to look at today is systems in your business. Systems are essential to showcase not just your product and professionalism, but your service. They showcase the value of your coaching. And that's everything from when they first inquire with you, to when they buy with you, to when they do your class, your workout. And what we want to do is have a system that makes the customer experience memorable, that they want to come back for more. Create that little bit of affection towards it. Because ultimately what we want is their experience to become part of their non-negotiable, part of their week, rather than something they're doing. It becomes who they are. Right now, a lot of our ecosystem, a lot of our classes, a lot of our class participants do not have their class to go to. So they have actually lost something that they are. Perhaps you have as well. You're a group fitness instructor, and right now you have no classes to teach, and that is something you are. So I think that's one of the reasons why there's so many online streamed workouts going on right now, because it's part of who we are. If you're on this webinar right now, it shows that serving people is a high value of yours. And if you get the right systems in place, it will save you energy and it will create cash flow. We've all heard saying cash flow is king. This is one of those slides where you might want to take a screenshot of. So this is your sales processing. So right now you're trying to set up either online PT or online classes. Works the same way. You need a sales page, possibly a website, could be a Facebook page, Facebook group, an Instagram page, where it clearly directs people of what you do. So the hack with this on Instagram, so if you don't want the face, or if you don't have a website and have that set up, the bio link, you can put what's called the link tree in your bio and put as many links in there as you want. You want to have a certain amount of sales copy. Sales copy is so ridiculously complicated when it's actually so simple. This is who we are. This is why we do it. This is what we do, and this is why we do it. That's it. That is sales copy. My name is Ricky Long. I help fitness professionals in health and business because I believe that we're undervalued and underserved, and we can have a massive difference on the world. Boom, that's my sales copy done. Success stories. So your success stories or testimonies, these should be a mixture of copy, written text with videos and images. And I'm going to talk about social media just in a bit more. So the video could be a 10-minute video for YouTube, and you could slice that down to like a 30-second video for Instagram and adjust for the correct platform as needed. Then you want to display your packages and options. You know, what is it you're offering? So are you offering one class? You're offering one PT session? You're offering a group, as in a full week's worth of classes? Or is it blocks? So you just want that to be really, really clear for your potential client. The sign up process. So when I was making this slide deck, I wasn't sure for you guys right now whether to have the sign up or the price presentation, which order to have them in. Now I'm happy for you to trial and error this. Some people believe it's better to get someone's details, i.e. their telephone number, their email address, and then show them the price presentation, because then you have their data. Or to do it the other way around, because if you show them the price presentation and they still contact you, well then your conversion rate's going to be a lot higher because they already know the price. And people will always buy based on price, when in reality what we should do as a population in general, buy based on the value rather than the price of something. So I'll leave that one's up to you. You want them to do a sign up form, you can do that through MailChimp, you can do that through Google Forms, anything. Price presentation. So once they sign up, say through a MailChimp, you can direct them to a landing page, which you can actually build in MailChimp for free. Every time you do get a sign up, they should receive a confirmation email with video and attachments relevant. You guys all signed up for this webinar. You all got an email back with the relevant attachments, i.e. how to get into this webinar, automation system. And if you think that I sat down and wrote out 57 emails like that in the format you got, I must apologize. That was not me. There are systems to do that for us. And every non-sign up should receive a thank you email with the value. So this depends if you already have their details or not. So if somebody comes through my sales funnel, as we'll call it, and I produce the price to them for Jump 4.2 and they say no, they get an email automatically in 2 or 3 days to say, listen, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. I understand that Jump 4.2 is not for you right now. This is what I'm going to offer you instead. And I offer them a 3 video series on YouTube, and they can just watch those videos. That's it. There's no buy-in for it. If they watch it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't. But it's my effort there to keep that relationship strong. Some good questions coming in about prices, live stream classes. I'm loving these questions, by the way. So this is a little social media hack. This is something I haven't really spoke to too much on recent webinars. So social media, the most unsocial place in the world. These are your platforms that you probably should put a lot of your focus and energy to right now for your business. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Facebook has turned into a very, very conversational place again, and that has been going on for about 4 or 5 months, particularly in Facebook groups. So be prepared to engage in conversation there, start conversation, have a couple of nice debates. Nice debates. You heard me say nice debates. Instagram, so think of Instagram as 3 platforms. So you've got your newsfeed, you've got your story, and you've got Instagram TV. Newsfeed, you use your newsfeed to make a point, something that you're passionate about that aligns with your job, your values. You use your stories to show the story. People like the process. And you use your Instagram TV for educational purposes. So entertainment on Instagram TV doesn't really get much traction. Education does, and for obviously all of us, it's going to be fitness. LinkedIn, my least favorite of all the social media platforms. Share your business growth with other professionals, because you can learn from what other people are doing. Other people can learn from you. You can turn into a bit of a mentor, mentoree in that space. Always worthwhile updating your LinkedIn profile, probably once every quarter, but definitely make sure that all your details are correct in LinkedIn now. So if you don't have a LinkedIn presence right now, please address that, especially over this weekend. Not much is going on this weekend, let's be honest. TikTok's the new one. So TikTok is, everyone look at me, everyone look at me, stop what you're doing, look at me, look. That's what TikTok does. It's just an attention grabber. So you get people's attention using TikTok with all your funny videos, and then think, oh, Ricky's dancing is really, really awful on TikTok. I wonder if his Instagram's any better. Then you go across to your Instagram. That's what TikTok is being used for. It's kind of like part of a sales funnel. Yeah. And the best thing you can do on TikTok is make a fool of yourself, because everyone is doing it. And nobody's TikTok is good. Jab, hook. This is the old social media strategy. So if you think about the boxer, they'll only ever use the jab to set someone up. So you're never going to knock someone out with a jab, yeah, unless you get very, 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 very strong jab. So you're just chin. You're just keeping them at distance. This is your value on social media. Value. This is how you squat. This is how you burpee. This is how you eat. This is how you use mindset drills. This is how you do that. And then once a week, once a month, your hook comes out. That's your sell. That's when you say, by the way, you've been liking all this content I've been putting out about squats and burpees and classes and nutrition. Did you know I have this product? And as long as you're serving people constantly with the jab, with the value, the hook is always well received. The danger is you start hooking, because when a boxer constantly hooks, they'll punch themselves out and nobody will get traction on you. So we see it on social media already with sponsored adverts. On social media, you want to be the TV show and not the adverts. So kind of just touching that, you don't need to go far right now on social media to see online training. About every third or fourth Instagram story, you'll get a pushed advert for online training or fitness business development. It's all there. So the last thing your engaged followers want to see is you always advertising. They want to see the story, the process. So the last 48 hours, my whole Instagram story and Facebook have been about preparation for this webinar, about preparation for the classes we did last night. I'm showing the story. I'm showing us having fun doing it. And then the 80-20 rule. This is where you work out where the eyes of your audience are. Right now, it's actually quite simple because nobody's working right now. Everyone is on Facebook. Everyone is on Instagram. That's where they are. So you need to be there as well. Put 80% of your effort into putting content specific for Facebook, specific for Instagram. And then you can drip feed the other 20% on there. Copy, paste. And a little hack, which I've been doing again recently, haven't done this in a while, is when you have that good post on Instagram or Facebook that, just gets that little bit of traction, gets a, couple, dozen likes, good couple of comments, boost the post. $10 for a week's worth of boosting. You may as well, if people are already liking it organically, you may as well push it out a little bit more. Just creates a little bit more energy. And FYI, when you're pushing a post, always start with your postcode. Own your postcode before you try to own the world. Own your postcode. Everybody should know you are the best personal trainer, best group fitness instructor in your postcode. You want to be the first person people think of when they have a fitness problem in your postcode. So guys, I'm just going to pause for a second, look at the questions. I think a lot of stuff are coming on about Q&As just about online group fitness classes rather than the online PT. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip. I'll keep the order of what I have the slides, right? And then, but I'll go through these fast. And on the next Q&A, we can come back to any of these if that's okay with you guys. No, it'll need to be okay. I'm the boss. I'm letting you know what's happening. Right, online PT, typical pricing, anywhere between 50 and 150 pounds a month. I've actually heard it be more, and I've also heard it be less. Prices vary depending on the service, the trainer you are, the client you are, etc., etc. All packages and agreements should be for a minimum 3 month period. Ideally, you want to get them on this 6 month period. You can do online contracts with people. I don't tend to do that, I must admit, but you could do that. And the reason why you want that commitment either way, 3 or 6 months, whatever it might be, is because you're going to put a lot of work in the front end so you can serve them through the back end. So you need to know that's going to be repaid. And you take payments, PayPal, Stripe, or go cardless, which I'll chat to a little bit later on as well. Alan has asked, interested to know how much to price programming for. It depends on the package. So I do have a slide about packages, and I've done previous podcasts on Podcast Center. I've done previous webinars about that where I go more in depth in that. But basically, online PT should be about 50 to 75% of your hourly rate. So if you're £25 an hour, and they see you once a month on live PT, that would be £100. So maybe online PT is about £75 for the same type of service. I've got another slide on that coming later on. Let me just look at the questions, guys. Thank you so much for putting all these questions in. It means a lot. Hello, do you think live stream classes will survive after gyms reopen, or is this a temporary fix? I know they will survive. I think the fitness industry has just had a rocket shoved up its arse, and every fitness professional everywhere is now going to realize their value. I know someone who did a yoga Pilates class, had 450 people in a Facebook group, and they all paid £1 each. £1 each. Sure, over 400, and some of them actually decided to pay more, £450. People like training at home now. Now, customers, as in our clients, they're not going to suddenly decide I'm only training at home. They're going to do both. Because if you've done any home workouts these last 2 or 3 weeks, how wonderful is it to finish your workout at 6:30, and by 6:31 you're in the shower, you're getting changed, and you're in your own house, or you're doing a school run. I mean, you're looking after your kids, you're preparing dinner. People like that because it's time efficient. Will our normal public liability insurance be okay for online classes? Just thinking if someone has an accident or an injury while taking part in the class, where do we stand? So you'll need to check with your own insurance company. And when you do your pre-health questionnaire, your PAR-Q, physical readiness form, you do the standard liability question, basically say, tick this box to agree that you won't sue me if you hurt yourself. Jody, thank you very much, Jody, for the question. Thanks for being here as well. Can you become an online PT without being a gym floor PT, as in if you're a group fitness instructor? The answer is yes. The journey might take me a bit long to understand, but the answer is yes. Should we discount online PT at this time due to people having enough extra cash? You could do if you're playing the long game, as long as you're not devaluing your product. What do you think a good price for online classes is? I've got a good section on that coming up, Danielle. Anything around £3 per class is excellent value. Insure for Sport have extended their cover for online classes. Other insurance companies are available. Right, online PT, by the way, everything you're about to see, you could use for your group fitness. So when people sign up with you, they need a welcome call, a welcome email, a video call, some sort of consultation time with you. You want to give them a coaching overview. So you want to let them know what the first week's going to look like, the second week, the third week, the fourth week, when they're going to see results, what software they need, what hardware they need. You're going to need to explain your check-in system. So how often you're going to check in and what way you're doing that. The easiest way to do that, again, Google Forms or a WhatsApp message. You're going to need, your clients also need a training plan, a nutrition plan, and I've written mindset plan because whether you're aware of it or not, we're always giving our people a certain amount of mindset coaching, because at the very least we're going to listen to their problems, and we're always going to, because we're humans, we're coaches, we're PTs, we want to help people, so we're always going to give them our advice. And then you should mix the delivery of all the above with video, copy, images. Screen record on your phone, by the way, is your friend. So if you want to explain to someone what their nutrition plan is, bring it up on your phone, hit screen record, talk to your phone through the nutrition plan, then send that training plan or nutrition plan, send that to them. You need to do a tutorial on MyFitnessPal, same thing, exact same thing. And a little hack, if you are planning on bringing on like a lot of one-to-one clients at the same time, you could get them to do like a group call. You could record that call, and then for your next batch of clients, you could just give them that recording and then say to them, we will have our one-to-one after that, after you have watched that video. So you're not passing off the new client and saying, you just watch this video now. You're just giving them extra value. Pause and have a look at the questions. By all means, fire in more questions. That's the good ones just come in. And then over deliver. So I always tell my fitness business clients that you want to have your check-in day on a Friday, but you message everyone on a Monday. So they know they're getting official check-in on Friday. And on Monday, you're just going to send them a message. Hey, Steve. Hey, Jen. Hey, Lana. How's it going? Just have some hot chocolate. And then on Wednesday, surprise about 10% of your client base with a call. Yeah, so if you've got 10 clients, one person gets a call every Wednesday. If you've got a little bit more time, you can increase that to 20, 30% by all means. You know, most of you will probably only ever operate with, you know, maximum 60, 70 clients. So you could easily do 5 calls every Wednesday morning before lunch just to connect with people with no agenda, just to chat to them. Over deliver, give them, that should say recipe ideas, not receipt ideas. So if you've got any recipes in the house or you've got any receipts, fire them over to them. Shopping lists, any shopping hacks, ways to save money, you know, shopping on a budget, food hacks on a budget. Share book ideas. At the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you 4 book ideas, which you didn't sign up for. You didn't sign up here because you thought you were going to get 4 book recommendations from Ricky Long, but you're going to get that anyway at the end. Give them discount on other products. So if you have other services, or if you're connected to other services like sports massage, supplements, whatever it might be, you give them discount. Over deliver, video your feedback on new programs and new programs, or rather, I should say. So if they have done the check-in form with you, you could video yourself doing the check-in form, kind of like a news report, and send that to them. It's actually quicker. It sounds like it takes longer, but it's actually quicker. You can video your gym session. So every time you're in the gym doing your workout, video it and put it either on a closed YouTube link or a closed Facebook group, which only your client groups will get. All of a sudden, they're getting a little bit extra value. Another hack you can do, I did this for a while, you know, on Instagram stories. So you have your close friends list. Well, you could easily just add on your Instagram stories your clients to your close friends list, and all of a sudden they can get exclusive content through there. Some influencers and makeup artists actually charge people for that, FYI. Think of a way to over deliver and over deliver. So for those who asked about how much should it price, I'm not going to spend long on this slide. What I would love you to do is, if you do have questions about exactly how to price it, and on this slide, take a picture of it, send me a message afterwards, because I'm just very mindful of time, because we're coming on to 45 minutes right now. It is Friday. It is Good Friday. Always start with your bronze offer. So don't worry about a silver and a gold. That is 12 months down the line of operating your PT business. So your bronze offer could be a 4-weekly program, nutrition support agreed, a weekly text check-in, and 1 monthly call, which is probably going to take 2 hours of your time. If your hourly rate is £25, that's 50 quid, £50 a month for your online training, because it's only going to take you 2 hours per person. So all of a sudden, you could get maybe 30, 40 people on that. You'd be working a 30 to 40 hour week in your head, but you will soon very, very quickly work out that those 2 hours of your time isn't actually 2 hours of your time. It's more like 30 minutes of your time per person. That's why online PT, you can scale and you can leverage and you can bring more people on to online PT than you can live personal training, because time and appointments becomes your own. Part of the leverage, by the way, is they're all going to be in the same Facebook group. So you're only ever going to spend half an hour in that Facebook group, maximum, absolute maximum per day. Yeah. But you could have 10, 20, 30 people in there. They're all getting half an hour of your time. So the perception is they're getting, 7, 8 hours of you if you add all that up, when really they're only getting half an hour. They're getting the benefits of 8 hours, but they're only getting half an hour in reality. Good question from somebody called Anonymous Attendee. In regards to nutrition plans for online PT, is there a general plan? As I was told, PTs can't give out detailed nutrition plans. Listen, that's a Facebook thread all its own, isn't it? Just give them their calorie targets. That's all you, as a PT, that's all you would ever need to give someone success as a general PT. If you want to go into bodybuilding and show prep, you've got to go into more depth of macros. If you're sorting people's health problems out, you probably want some sort of nutritionalist, dietitian qualification and background. My message to everyone is just give the nutrition support that you're comfortable giving and that you know about. So I never give everyone their macro targets, because it doesn't help my clients towards their goals. It's not my target group. So it depends what you're comfortable with. The role of a PT is very simple, is to get their clients results. The method is variable from start to finish. The best PTs have simple methods. Sales funnel, we've spoke about this all the way through without you even realizing. Awareness is your social media. Engagement is the DMs, is the emails, is the engagement on your comments on your wall. The discovery is when they find out what your product is. That can be on your website, that can be on your link tree, that could be on a return email. The purchase is when they buy from you. The retention is when their 8-week course has run out and they buy another 8-week course. And then somewhere in all of that, you get some success stories, you put them out in social media, and the funnel just repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. And this is what a lot of us miss in the industry. Referrals. Turn your customers into your sales reps. Yeah. So have a referral scheme, non-negotiable. The easiest one to do is provide a shopping voucher, Tesco's, Amazon. What did I put down? Amazon. An Amazon £50 voucher to any clients who refers someone who then converts. So simple to do. Don't give out more of your time, because if you give out more time, you're actually giving out like double the money than you should be. If you think you're giving away an hour's free call, it's actually going to cost you at least 2 hours. Yeah, so you don't want to do that. You want to give them some Amazon £50 voucher. You don't even need to leave the house for that. You can do that all online. You can link up with other businesses for discounts. So if you know another PT who specializes in strength conditioning, or a therapist or a nutritionist or a dietitian, you get them linked up with that. And if you want the thing I recommend people is affiliations. So one of the things we offer people who come through Jump is we offer them the chance to become an affiliate of Jump. So that means if one of their clients, one of their people want to do Jump, my client and myself can actually coach this person through Jump, and they get a much bigger percentage of that sale. So my client gets a much bigger percentage of that sale than they would as a referral. So, and you can set that up in schemes. So right now, because of the times we're in, I normally have that referral scheme in around 10%. So if I sell Jump 4.2 for £300, my client gets 30 quid. Sorted. Affiliation fee done. What I've done, because of the times we're in, I have upped that to 40%. So it's a way I can actually give my clients a little bit more at this time. So and I've actually dropped the price, so it's £200 to do Jump 4.2. My client, the affiliation scheme is 40%, so it means they get £80 of that. They get to help me bring that new person through the Jump system. I get paid, they get paid. The person who comes onto the system gets the benefit now. They actually get a better benefit than most, because they now have 2 coaches letting them come through it. That's why affiliate schemes work. Hack for your referral scheme, and This is something which you wouldn't believe how well this works. You need to be active on social media on your clients' pages. So sometimes you get the question, should I be friends with my clients on social media? The answer is yes. The answer is non-negotiable, 100% yes. You want to engage with what they're doing. So if they're out at the weekend and they're out having a drink, you comment on it saying, "Oh, I hope you're having a good time, Jen." If they talk about their fitness on social media, you can go in underneath it and back them up on it or answer their questions. And then now all of a sudden, maybe you have 10 clients and they're putting out one post a day each. So that's like 70 posts over the week. And you've commented, let's say 50% of them. All of a sudden, their 30, 40 friends, engaged friends, are going to see that. And now your awareness is starting to go up all around the place. You're just soaking up. So you're like a sponge. You're just soaking up all the attention. You would not believe how well this works, especially on Facebook, because Facebook has actually, the algorithms have changed and it's become that conversational place again. Have conversations on Facebook. Befriend all your clients. Follow them on Instagram. So guys, we're pausing again just for Q&A, and then straight after this, we're going deep into all our group fitness content. So I did see a question which I missed. What do you think was a good? No, I did answer that one. Chris, do you charge per class or subscription? Depends what model you want to offer, which I'm going to talk to later on, mate. I do think it's best to charge for a subscription, same way your gym would. Gym charge a membership fee. I think it's best to do that. Can you start wearing headphones? Would a speaker in your headphones almost make it clear while talking to participants? Emma, to backtrack on what I said earlier, sometimes yes, sometimes no, as we found out last night in our class last night, where Zoom did not like us. Cool, guys. Interested to know how much the price to program for. Got that one. So this is a picture. I actually only took this picture last night. And I put it on social media. I put it on LinkedIn as well today. LinkedIn loved it because they're all business. And I just titled it, The Things You're Not Taught on a Fitness Course. So this was our setup last night. By the way, if you think this is valuable, by the way, if you think you're getting good content from that, let us know what you think is the best thing so far. If you just want to even just drop that in the question box, let me know what you've really appreciated so far. The video which you're going to get as a bonus talks you through this setup. Do you see 3 things on your screen right now? 3 devices. The laptop is Zoom. So if you look at in the laptop, you can see all these tiny computer screens. That's us streaming into, I think last night we had about 50 people streaming. Yeah, so we can see into their living rooms, into their kitchens, into their back garden. So we use the laptop for Zoom. The horizontal phone, the white phone rather, is probably a better way of saying it. That is us streaming live into our private Facebook group. And the vertical black phone is us streaming live onto Instagram. Now there's certain benefits to each platform. In the video you're going to get after this, which is about 25 minutes long, we go ridiculously in depth on each platform, which I don't really have time for right now. Just going through the questions. You got feedback when you use your laptop and iPad, so only use the laptop. Any advice on this? So on one device, if you're going to sign in on 2 devices at the same time, do not join the audio with one of them. Pricing, set them up, online PT packages. Thank you, Jody. Have you tried streaming Zoom straight into Facebook? Mark, the answer to that is no. Literally, because the reason why we like to use Zoom, which I'm going to come to, is so as we get that one-way interaction. That 2-way interaction, i.e. they can see us, we can see them, and we can both talk. To get that set up to stream from Zoom into Facebook, because you need to set it up like a webinar and then promote everyone, the panelists, It's just a little bit messy for the way we're operating right now. I get that it would work. Don't get me wrong. I really do get that it would work. But right now we're not doing it. Your group fitness audience. By the way, I really like putting these slides together. All right, so these are all your participants right now who don't have a class to go to, don't have a studio. So what do they need? They need people. That's why I've got the picture of the pub. They're socialites. It's why they come to the group fitness studio. It's why they're not down on the treadmill in the gym the way they would be if the gyms were all open. They want to come to the studio because they like people. They need a welcome process. So they sign up to do your classes. They need emails. They need a welcome call. They need a phone call, a video call rather. Something to welcome them in, similar to what I said earlier. Emails and messages with video, perhaps. They need a timetable of the classes. So your group fitness participants are used to having a timetable across the whole week with a certain amount of variety. So if you're going to stream workouts, you need to do the same thing. I saw one which a fitness professional is operating with this week, and that fitness professional is doing 7 hits a week, 7 30-minute hits a week, right? And I'm not being critical in any way, except from the point of you're not catering to the variety your people are used to. So cater to their variety. Their problem, their pain is they don't have their gym anymore. They don't have their studio. They don't have their variety. So give them variety. However, don't teach anything that is miles out of your comfort zone or isn't something you would do anyway. So HIIT class isn't too dissimilar to a core class, might not be too dissimilar to something like body attack, something like body combat. I would never start teaching Pilates just for the argument of giving my members variety on their timetable, because it's not something that they would get a good experience from, and I certainly wouldn't get a good experience from it. They want details of classes because they're used to seeing potentially on their gym timetable what body pump is. They're used to seeing what Zumba is or insert class name here, whereas all of a sudden we're doing it from our houses, so it's going to be different. So we need to give them details about what that class is. By the way, you just create slides for this. You can create slides the way I've created slide here and put them on your website, on your Instagram, on a Facebook page. Video tutorial on how to book sessions and use the software. So that is what we have just created beforehand. The hack we were doing for that is if the class started at 6 p.m, we would log in at 5:30 p.m. and we would man the Facebook group, man the email systems beforehand to help people get logged in. It was a little bit messy, I'll be honest, but it worked. Facebook group community. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. They want interesting workouts. So nobody is expecting the amazing, fully polished experience that they get in a live class right now. So let's use an excuse to make them interesting and do some different things. Turning the microphone on and off every now and then, to turn the volume up their end, to turn the volume down their end, and to turn mics on and off. They want social interaction. Miriam's just asked a question. Would you see it as an issue if a participant doesn't put their camera on? I want to see what they're doing, but wondering if I can make them switch it on. Because of the way Zoom is set up, you can't make someone put a camera on. That's for a security thing from user end, which I totally agree with. We encourage people to have their cameras on, yes, but I wouldn't make it mandatory because it's the same. It's I said same. You know how some people are scared to come into the group fitness class in the first place? Well, it's magnified somehow when it's online and it's on a camera. People fear the camera. So I think it's better to have them on with their camera switched off than not on at all. Do you recommend using YouTube for content? Yes and no. If you're going to use YouTube for your classes, don't let the content live there forever. So you want to withdraw it after 48 hours, maybe 24 hours. Guys, this is the last thing I'm going to kind of got scheduled to chat to here. Courses and memberships. So I know you guys were all asking about these questions, so hopefully this will answer some of yours. Typical pricing will range on what you're delivering. A 4-week course is going to change massively compared to a 12-week course. A membership with 3 classes a week is going to be massively different to 20 classes a week with social calls and Facebook groups. The sweet spot from my experience, market research, and just being in this part of the fitness industry for the last few years is a 12-week course, anywhere up to $450. Monthly membership, anything up to £35, providing you're, packing it with value for that. So again, I'm looking for questions. I'll come back to that in just a second. So what I might do just now is I've prepared these a little bit earlier. So if I can stop sharing that. Oh, or completely mess that up. Yeah. So we should have stopped sharing by now, so you should just be able to see my face. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and bring up, because people are asking about how to work Zoom from that user point of view. So let me, don't have them handy. Do not have them handy. So what I wanted to talk to is how to set up Zoom for your group fitness classes. So I will kind of just do this a little bit on the fly, off the cuff. So apologies if I do get any of this wrong. Mark, I know you're on the line, so you can perhaps ask some intelligent questions and lead me somewhere. If that's all right. So what you've got on Zoom, you want them to register for the meeting. The reason why you want them to register for the meeting is so as you can collect their data, their email, they get automatic responses, that sort of thing. You want to log on to the class well in advance of them, and you want to do 3 main things. Bottom left-hand corner, adjust the mic. So you go to audio settings, toggle with the input-output levels. Get it right so as it sounds right for you. You might need someone on the other end testing this, by the way. There's another box which says automatically adjust computer background noise. You want that unchecked. So that's the first thing you've got to do. Second thing you've got to do, get your music playing on your laptop. So be it on iTunes, be it on Spotify, be it on Amazon, royalty-free, PPL, all the rest of it. Once you've got it playing there, you go to the share feature. Right now, I am sharing a PowerPoint with you. I could share the sound coming from my laptop. So to do that, you click share, basic, advanced files. Go to advanced. You'll see 3 boxes, pick the middle one where it says share computer sound. They will hear excellent sound. You will hear poor sound. They will hear excellent sound. You want your volume quite low so you can talk over the top of it, or have a pair of wireless headphones connected to your computer and then select your headphones, the microphone feature on them as your input. And the third thing you want to do for success, this hasn't actually come up in this one at all, is when they log in, so my name right now, if you look at my name right here, it says Ricky Long. You can change that name. So we change that to say pin this video, and it means when they log in, they know to pin the video that they are seeing at that precise moment in time. So it's really, really useful thing. So it means they always know they're going to be looking at the presenter, the instructor, rather than being seen by other people. Guys, I would invite more questions from you guys for your group fitness questions. I think it would be really, really useful right now. If you do have questions about Zoom, fire them in. So what we do, let me just bring you back to this. So we will Zoom the class so they have that one-to-one, two-way experience. We also, everyone who's on this class is invited into this Facebook group. We stream the class live into the Facebook group so as they can effectively use it on catch up. The sound quality, the music quality, the voice quality, the microphone is actually a lot better on Facebook than it is on Zoom, but you don't get the two-way interaction because it's all text, of course. So we do them both at the same time. What you can then do in Facebook groups is you can then categorize things by topics. I.e., you can have all your HIIT workouts, all your core workouts, Pilates workouts, combat workouts, whatever they might be. And it means people now start to create a library. So all of a sudden, that Facebook community, which I've spoke to so much in this, has value. So it means if I miss the live class, I can do the class with my favorite instructor. Now, you might be thinking right now, why would my clients do that? Why would my participants do that when they can just do Les Mills on demand? When they can just do Peloton on demand? When they can just do Shift Virtual, download a workout off YouTube, do Joe Wicks? Here's the reason. Your participants like you. They know who you are. They buy into you. That's why they will do it. They do not care about fancy videos. They care about you. Check some questions. Lauren's asked, what brand is my mic? It is Blue Yeti. I've lost the box. Blue Yeti, good mic, 100, 130 quid or so. This is an older model. New models are now available. We're a little bit smaller than this as well. As you can see, that's actually quite a big mic, but there are smaller ones available. And then I haven't really spoke too much about Instagram. When you stream live on Instagram, anyone can see it. You're not completing Q&As, PAR-Q forms, so the lack of a better word. So you're not really in control of who is viewing it as well. So use Instagram sparingly, once a week. Use it as promotion, as marketing. So we did it on Thursday night with our grit workout. We had about 25 people watch it, and a few of them have now inquired about our membership hub. On Sunday, we're going to do a body pump one, and we're hoping that kind of the same thing's going to happen. Don't stream your workouts live on Instagram and try and monetize it from Instagram in any way. It's impossible unless you're going to ask for donations. So Ellie has asked, let me just read this and interpret it. So when you post workouts on Facebooks, have they been recorded from the Facebook Live? Does that record automatically? The answer is yes. And what you can choose to do, Ellie, is when the live goes on the Facebook, you have an option to save it to Facebook or delete it. So if for any reason, like you wanted to do, you must be here for the 8 p.m. workout, you could tell it to create urgency. We're not going to save this. You might get more people coming to it. So you can use that as you want. Ellie, is the mic essential? No, it is not. If you look in this picture, you'll see we have a speaker sitting on the laptop. That's not essential either. Yeah, it's not essential either, just so you know. Having 2 or 3 different phones is not essential. You could do all of this from one phone. We're just, I always want to say we're lucky. We're not lucky. We just have equipment to do this. It's where we invest our money. It's where I invest money in tech. Emma, music sources. I need more than just that. Can you use a mic system which you would use in a gym studio on Zoom somehow? Yes, I've seen it done. I haven't seen it myself. You would just be plugging in the input-output with your laptop when you would normally plug it into like a sound system. Haven't done it. I would love to see that up. I would love somebody to be able to talk me through that. I have seen it happen. So I've actually seen a video of a group fitness instructor with their full microphone on and a big massive speaker in their living room teaching their class, which I think is awesome. Feel sorry for their neighbors, but I think it's awesome. Suzanne, how do you charge for Zoom classes and how many should be free versus paid? Great question. How do you charge? You would charge via PayPal, potentially Stripe, potentially Go Cardless, depending if you have a membership set up or not. How many should be free versus paid? I would always give, if you've got your timetable, give at least a week for free. The same way gyms used to do, but gyms have now stopped doing it because I think gyms' priorities are in the wrong places at times, but that's another webinar for another time. Give them a week for free because see right now, people will really, our job's actually not as complex as we think it is anymore because what people want right now is connection. The fact that's over a workout is just circumstantial. So if you could give them free workouts for a week and you build that connection, then all of a sudden they're going to value you at so much higher than just these 5 or 6 workouts. I hope that makes sense. If you do charge, do you think you should offer your video on demand, but for only for X amount of period and then remove? Michelle, on demand. You can tell because I'm kind of pausing so long, there's so many things to consider there. I think in these initial stages, I think it's really, really powerful just to say to people, you can watch these workouts anytime. And then maybe in 2 or 3 months, you can select which ones you're going to keep. You can maybe see which ones have the most watches, the most views, that sort of thing. Cara, hey mate. Should you be streaming these classes for free to clients who normally do your classes, or what price range would you recommend? Depends. I know furlough has an effect on this, which I'm not really going to go into. If you're doing the class, so if you work for a company and the company has stopped their classes and you want to start doing, and also affect, you now have no classes to teach. Let's just make it at that. And you're deciding to do these in your own time. Depending on what your end goals are, would really depend whether they're going to be free or they're going to be paid for. So if you know, fine, right, like I'm going to go back to that company when everything's back to normal, it makes sense to do them for free and just create that connection. If you're thinking, well, I am going to go back to the company, but I also want to start doing my own thing. So this is where fitness professionals are going to thrive right now, because we now have this choice. We're forced into this choice. We've accelerated the fitness industry by about 10 years. It's so good. And I'm so glad there's so many people on this webinar. I think you're getting value from it, because you've invested your time here. We're investing our energy on how to serve these people, which is in turn going to serve our own business. So you could start to think to yourself, well, I'm going to go back to teach my 10 classes a week for £25 a class, because that's all the fitness industry will ever going to pay us. But I'm also going to do my live classes online, where I'm going to charge these 50 people £1 to go to come in. Now all of a sudden you've got multiple lines of revenue. And then here's where the hybrid kicks out. When you rock into I was going to name drop a couple of clubs. When you drop into the box where you're teaching your classes, or the hub where you're teaching your classes, and they're paying you £25, imagine you brought your phone into the same room and zoomed it at the same time to your clients. Do you see what we're getting here? We're starting to hybrid ourselves as fitness professionals, as freelancers. It's like a window cleaner. Do you think all a window cleaner does for a living is clean windows? They clean several things. They do several services for their money. It's the same as us. Do more than just teach a live group fitness class. Andy, I've been doing free live Instagram workouts at 9 a.m. I'm a public account. If it was private, would it still be live for everyone to see? The answer is no. It would only be for your followers. You'll love the video I do after this, by the way. On Emma's question, I've wondered where you've got the fab PPL hit music. I have got the music we use from Lindsay. I believe, I don't want to name drop companies in this webinar, but it is a very, very popular music provider online, also very cheap, and it's all downloadable, streamable. Some of the music I have used, if you've done any of my specific classes, if you're on this morning's class, that was Amazon PPL royalty-free music. Guys, we've only got about 15 minutes left, just so you know. Michelle, I would love to see that. Michelle has written, Sound Dynamic did a Zoom about using a head mic this week. That'd be cool. Would gyms allow us to record and distribute them for our clients that don't pay a gym fee? Carla, that is a great question, because up until now, that has never, ever been in consideration. That's why there's massive changes coming in the fitness industry. Because if you tell me I have to come back and teach that class for £25, meanwhile, if I stayed in the house, I could stream a class to 40, 50 people and get £1 from each person. Which one do you think I'm going to go to? So now I can say to the gym, do you know what? I'm going to come in and do that live class for 50 quid. And if they say no, happy days. I'd say, okay, I'll do it for £25 as long as I can stream it to my private members as well. We can now have these conversations. Our value right now has gone up. Our self-worth right now has gone up. Lisa, if you have a music license, can you mainstream music online? I believe the answer to that is no, but what I will say is check that with your individual providers. I know in PPL Music, free license music, I think I got those words in the right order, you're covered, but if you do have a music license, I'm not sure on the rules, so I wouldn't want to give you any misinformation on that one. Okay, the secret to scaling. That might be the wrong slide. Business scaling, business scaling. So guys, a lot of you have been asking great questions about, payments, how to track clients, how to take details of them. The secret to scaling your business is build your systems first. So get your Facebook group set up now. Get your Zoom account set up now. Study experts. Who's doing Zoom classes really well? Who's doing live stream classes really well? Get on the phone to them. Find out what they're doing. Learn who your market is and where they are. Do you want me to give you a hack? My gym today did a live streamed class and over 200 of the gym's members were watching. Guess what I did? I pushed an advert to the postcode of Inverclyde all about Zoom classes. Find out where they are. Social media makes it easy to find out where people are. Build automations, MailChimp, Facebook, Google Forms. Secret to scaling is patience. There's no such thing as an overnight success. Consistency. You've got to be consistent every day. Do one thing every day. Feedback, get feedback from your clients. We had an absolute nightmare last night with the sound. So Louise, Ellie, who's on, Emma, you'll know I was having a nightmare with the sound last night. Actually learned so much more. I know the reasons why that was because I listened to that feedback. And then you build a community. The fact that Emma, who was on the class last night, was actually able to communicate me rather than thinking, you know what, Ricky, this is crap, I'm not doing the workout anymore. She was trying to help because we have that community effect, or at least Emma and I do anyway. So guys, I'm going to pause just now. You can keep that screen on and I just want to have a look at the question box. Jody, I have a WhatsApp group set up. Would you recommend a Facebook group also instead? Also, you already have a WhatsApp group and it's proven valuable, keep it, but definitely have a Facebook group. 100% have a Facebook group. Ellie finally made your Facebook group today. Yes, yes, love it. Love it. So guys, this is what I told you about at the start. This is the Fitness Business Network. So I run a mastermind once a year, have done since 2017, started 2018. And my mastermind was due to start in April in Belfast, but coronavirus came along and I now have, let's just say I have more time than I was expecting. So what I've kind of been doing for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been working out a way where I can give the same quality mentorship in an online capacity. I've also been looking, do people want it? Do people need it? Can people build a business at this point of view? And I've come up with yes to kind of all of them. And this is what I've put together for the first time ever. And we're going to start it next week. It's a 12-week mentorship. You're going to get a series of weekly calls. So you're going to get 6 2-hour intense calls. So the first 4 Mondays, you're going to get a 2-hour intense call for the first month. Then you'll have a 2-hour call on week 5. You'll have a 2-hour call on week 8. On the weeks where you don't have that intense 2-hour call, we're going to have a 15-minute huddle. And everyone is going to get a one-to-one call right at the start and at the halfway point. And Siri's not interested. And if you need more one-to-one time, of course, that is going to happen. What you'll also get is a recording of all the group calls, not the one-to-one calls, just the group calls. And we will, yes, we will have a Facebook group, but they're going to go into an education-specific part of my website, which is going to be packed of other content, including previous webinars. I've already spoken to a few of those webinars today on this, and there's also future webinars to come. We're going to create that brand new Facebook group specific for fitness business, specific for your online business now, and hopefully for a lot of you, your live business later on whenever things are back to normal. The best thing that does, it creates accountability and strategy to and for each other. Education, business, products, position, marketing, sales, copywriting, podcasts, mindset, retention, and just how we can constantly evolve to future-proof your business. This is where all businesses are in the world right now. Some are doing really, really well right now because they are or in some way corona-proof. They future-proof themselves. Right now, if all your eggs are in one basket, i.e. you're teaching classes in the gym, you're doing PT in a gym shuts, we are all messed up. So we want to create something which is future-proof. Now, you're not going to sit here and be financially better off just for coming along to this network. The work has got to go in. I am not doing the business for you. I am helping the business for you. You're going to help the business for each other person in the room. Yeah, it's coaching rather than a do for you method. So just take a moment. What and how much would you value that at? 25 hours worth of coaching, systems to get you consistent new leads, consistent new clients, consistent new business. Remember at the start of this webinar, I told you I'm going to give you a 90-day plan to 35K. Don't worry, I haven't forgot. 35K is about $3,000 a month. How much with $3,000 a month do you mean right now? Imagine you had 20, 30 other people like you dedicated to building their business in your ecosystem. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Imagine they were all hungry, dedicated for growth and success. Imagine where you would be in 3 months' time. How much value would you place in that? And why would you like to be doing better in the online space? So think about that one. Why do you want to be good at online? Is it for extra money, which is fine, by the way? Is it to serve extra people? Is it to live your purpose more? Is it to spend more time with your family? Is it to holiday more? I.e., you could go to that beach on Bali when things are all okay again and still potentially work. That's all possible. How much does that actually mean to you? I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, about how I had never, ever thought about doing classes online before. I'd thought about the concept, but I'd never thought about doing it. So if I went on holiday right now, I could still do those classes. Which is weird. Like, you could always still do one-to-one PT if you wanted to. So what I'm saying is you could travel, you could do 6 months travel across the world and still run online teaching. Kind of weird. Like, I wasn't thinking on that level this time last month. Normal mastermind price, like I said, we were good to go in April in Belfast, £1,600 for many reasons. That mastermind's not going ahead. Obvious reasons, coronavirus reasons. It's not going ahead. So what I was putting together in this online network, is for us to do basically the same online. So first time we're going to run through it. It's all going to be online. I'm not going to be spending 8 hours per day with people. So we've got to adjust how we're going to run it. And that's why it's taken me, 3 weeks, 4 weeks into this lockdown situation to work out how to do it. I didn't rush it. I wanted to be really, really sure I have a method and I have a strategy to do it. And if you think back to this, what the group fitness workouts look like, if you think back to our packages, to our sales funnels, to what our PT clients need, the typical pricing, if you want help on that, and if you want to be in a position where you can thrive when things are back to normal and even when things aren't back to normal, I am able to do that just for a little bit less today. So the email price, this is going to go out in an email, by the way, on Monday. This is going out on Monday. I forgot what day it was. Every day is a Sunday. And it's going to be at £300. The webinar price today is £250 for that 12-week mentorship, which begins on Monday. And as a bonus, we're running the Jump Hub, which I've spoke to absolutely loads in this webinar. you can get that for free for the duration of the mentorship. So you can see it from two ends. You can see it from the participant end, and you can see it from the user end, because I'll explain everything to you in our private Facebook group about what we're doing, because it's what I want to do. So I'm going to ponder that. I'm going to let you ask some questions. If you are typing into the box right now some questions, that is great. Really, really appreciate it. I can see some questions are about to come in. If you are just thinking about it, I'm going to give you this. This is your 90-day plan to 30K or 35K, I think I said at the start. So, do you remember in the middle of the podcast, remember in the middle of the webinar, when I said about online PT? If online PT is your goal and you want to earn X amount of money, you want to earn 30K, how much is your hourly rate? Write that down. I'm trying to do this two ways at the same time. If you are, I'll do this with online PT first. Let's say you want to earn 30K. Let's say your bronze package, Alan, I think we said it was £50. So let's take, where's my calculator? Let's take our £30,000. So 30,000, just so you can see, 30,000 divided by £50 means I need to do 600 hours of online PT. Divide that by 12, that's 50 per month. Divide that by 4.3, it's 11. So I need to get 11, well, let's round that up, shall 12 people. So 12 people paying me 50, 60, 70 quid, whatever your hourly rate is for your online coaching. So you think, all right, I only need to get, let's just call it 15. It's just easier maths to work with. I only need to get 15 people this month. Okay, so the rule of 10% dictates if there's 100 people interested in something, 10% will actually put their hand in their pocket. So I need 15 people. I need to speak to 150 people this month about how to get into my online coaching program. So you go to where those 150 people are. They're on social media right now. Let's flip it. Group exercise. You're going to get a timetable created. Say you want your 30 grand. That's ridiculously easy to do, actually. In maths, I can do it in my head. You want your 30 grand. You got a timetable. You want to price it at £20. So I take my 30,000. Not as easy as I thought. Divided by 20. That means I need 1,500 months worth of revenue divided by my 30 again. And that probably means you need somewhere in the region of 100. I'll show you 100. So 100 people paying for your online group membership at £30. That would be your £3 grand a month. Multiply that by 12 equals £36,000. So I'll give you a 90-day plan to £36,000. There you know, over delivers. Oh, Ricky, where do you get these 100 people? All these people do not have a gym right now. Yeah, the gym you're a part of probably has in the region of 1,000, 2,000 members. You'll be looking 100 of them. So let's say you invested 50, 60, 70 pounds per month. Sorry, not per month, per week on pushed adverts on social media to get these people in. You were doing free classes. You were doing referral schemes. You're putting good content out there on social media. All of a sudden, they're going to start to become attracted to you. And then in 3 months' time, you're sitting there with a 36K business. £3 grand a month at the end of these 90 days, the equivalent of 36K business. All of a sudden, do you want to go back and teach your classes for the same deals you were? Maybe you're happy doing this as well as maybe doing a handful of live classes, which, by the way, then turn into your best market employee. But that's a whole other webinar. Guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just come back onto this for you, just to talk you through the fitness business at work just before going. And what I'm going to do in the chat box is I'm going to drop in the couple of private mails are coming in as well. How do we sign up? How do we start? So what I'll do now is you're going to get an email after this, all the details about it, pretty much this slide, as you can see on your screen. But I'm also going to just pause that little share for now. And then what I'm able to do on my other screen is offer you the links where you can get started now. So if you were to go in the chat box right now, you can see how you can get started now for £250. That's a one-off payment. If you wanted to do 3 payments of £85, adds up to 255, so it's just a little bit more. That's the monthly payments. And then the bonus I told you you would all get, you were going to get this exclusive video. I do ask you not to share this video on social media. This is a 25-minute video about how to use all the platforms we have just spoken about. Lindsay and I spent about 7 or 8 minutes on each social media platform right here. So that's a YouTube link. Please do not share that publicly. That's only going to be active for about 72 hours. So if you want to watch it fast. And then finally, just to finish this webinar off, if we can, not sure what you guys can see right now. There's my big face. Cool. I want to share the screen again. I get my PowerPoint back up. 64 people on the repositories. Guys, I've realized what I've done in the chat box. Thank you for pointing that out. I want to address that in just a second. Here's the easiest way for me to do it. So what I've done in the chat box is I have sent it all to the panelists on this call, which is me. I've sent them all to myself. So panelists and attendees, if you look right now, that should be it amended. Thank you for pointing that out, Judy, Suzanne. Thank you very much for that. What I'm going to do right now, should be able to see the slide deck again. Books to read. There we go. There we go. I'm going to be honest with you guys. See these 4 books? I have been recommending these 4 books for the last 2 years to all fitness business professionals. They are just gold. You will not learn about fitness in them. You will not learn about nutrition in them, but you will get a little bit of mindset. What you'll primarily get is skills that will help your business grow. The money book, you'll learn how money operates. You'll learn systems to get more money. In the 4-hour work week, you will learn how to automate your life, never mind your business. In the book by Gary Vaynerchuk, Crushing It, you'll learn how to use social media. And in the Lean Startup, if you are absolutely skint right now, read the Lean Startup. He will teach you how to build a business right now on a budget. It is absolutely fantastic. Primarily talks about what I'm trying to say, like service, not a service business, like a product business, i.e. I'm selling this phone, I'm giving you this phone, but it's all transferable to service, which is what we are doing right here, right now. So I'll keep that on. I'll let you take a quick screenshot. Maybe how long will those offers be open for? Until Monday. So on Monday, the price is going to go back to £300. That's what's going to be in the email. This is not a scarcity thing. This is not a buy now, I get the back of the room. I didn't even finish it at 7. That's what they normally do. I didn't even finish it at 7. It's just what it is. On Monday, it's going to go out at £300 or 3 monthly payments of £100. Today, it's 3 payments of £85. And we are starting, listen, we are starting on Monday. Every single Monday, I'm going to have a call with you and the other 10, 15, 20 people who are on it. And we're going to brainstorm our businesses. The coaching starts on Monday. So by the middle of May, you're going to have your business. By the middle of June, you're going to be operating. You're going to be serving people. And by July and August, you are going to have what should be a full-time business. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Guys, my screen's just being a bit funny in terms of what I can and can't see. There we go. I think that's better. I'm just going to come out of that. I know you can see a bit more on the screen than you probably need to right now. So guys, I'm going to hang around for a couple of minutes. That is your webinar finished. 90-minute webinar. Thank you very, very much for your time and attention today. I would love to hear your feedback on it. You're all connected with me on social media. You're all connected. You've got my personal email address today, the confirmation for this. Let me know how you found the webinar. Let me know how your business is doing, you know, how you're doing on a personal level. And what was the best thing in this webinar for you in, you know, in the times that we're in. A couple of people have asked, you know, previously about, one of the messages I've had to people right now is, a key message I have to everyone is, if you're going to start a new business at this time, don't just do it for the short term. You want to do it for the long term. So with everything that you've just learned in this webinar, digest it over the weekend. Digest it, you know, maybe talk it over with someone else, do a Zoom call with someone else, chat it over. It's about what you want to do for the long term. Don't just start streaming classes or doing online PT because you think it's the thing to do and everybody else is doing it. Do it for the right reasons. Do it for you. Do it for the other people around you for the long term. Lots of thank yous coming in. Not a problem, Sally. Glad to have you here. Emma Harris, how are you? Thank you for coming on. Pauline, you're very, very welcome. I'm worried about what I'm going to share. I do have a WhatsApp message. You're very welcome, Gemma. A couple of people are just signing off now. That's absolutely fine. If you are doing anything fun this weekend, please enjoy yourselves. Stay at home. You know, it's going to be all over the news. Ricky is... So thanks, Richard. You're very welcome. Somebody has asked about the price in euros. It would be I want to say it's going to be the exact same to what the exchange rate is right now. Those links don't work for euros. They're only Great British pounds. So I can sort that out for you afterwards, Belle. So if you message me privately, I'll sort that out with you. Peffer, you're welcome. Chris, you're very welcome. Hey, Sarah. Sarah hit enter too soon. That was awesome. You're very welcome. Emma got me thinking, Mr. Long. That's what I'm here to do. Thanks, very helpful. Big help on the tech stuff. That video I shared with you guys, absolute gold. I'm going to put it in an email for you just to make sure you get it. It'll be live on social media in a couple of days. Like I said, we did it for another company, but it's my video, so I've got the rights to it, so you guys can get it sooner. Michelle, thank you from Canada. Canada on the phone. What time is it in Canada? It's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock here. Probably makes it what, 9, 10 in the morning? And you're on this? Love it. Love it. Love it. Very useful. Thank you. Promising Times. Louise, thank you for good thoughts. Super helpful. Louise, Emma, Sally, who was on. I hope you're doing the pub quiz later on. Gemma, good, reinforcing things and giving me some new ideas. Amy Weathers, thank you very much, Amy, for coming on. Great to chat. Fran, great content. Shame about the lack of biscuits. I've been putting on weight. Too many biscuits. No friends or Harry Potter in the quiz tonight. So that's one thing for people who are still on. What we do on our Jump Hub membership is we do a pub quiz every Friday night where Lindsay and I are the quiz masters. We do a pub quiz for all our members. It's a good laugh. Get them on Zoom. A couple of drinks are had. A little bit of banter. Zero training, zero nutrition focus. It's just humans being humans. Tell you, my social life's never been so busy since I wasn't allowed to go out. Guys, I'm gonna sign off just now. I know there's still about 30 of you online, which is cool. I do invite any of you to send me a message, send me an email, and we can get connected.